do something a little bit crazy today. And that is, I'm going to do one half of my face with traditional foundation and one half with my mascara foundation. My old routine versus my, I wouldn't say new because I've been doing it for years, but traditional versus like a 3D foundation. So I'm just going to pump a little bit of that on the back of my hand. I'm going to use a booty blender to apply. Oh, good. The color still matches. Oh, Lord. Can I just say, I love you guys so much that I'm willing to spend the time to put on makeup. And I'm probably going to end up looking a little clownish because one side's going to be a little different. Not that it's going to look bad. I'm not saying that this side is going to look bad. And if this is how you like doing your foundation, that's fine. I just want to show you a visual of why I do my makeup the way I do versus probably how you've seen literally everybody else on YouTube and whatever do their makeup, because this is kind of just what people do. On this side, I'm going to be using a few different colors. I'm actually going to be using like 3 different highlight colors and then probably just 1 contour color. These are all foundations. So instead of like 1 color foundation, this is going to be multicolor. And I'm going to go and add dimension here too on this side with powder and show you how you can, I mean, you can do it both ways. I want to say there's no wrong way to do it, but I know which way I prefer, but that's fine. Anyways, so the first color I'm going to use is this color right here. It's called June. Now, if you look at that, it's kind of green, has like a greeny undertone. It does not look like it's going to match. Like if you were to hold these up next to each other, like this one looks definitely more, it kind of shows you how green this one is. Do you see that difference? Okay, that's okay, because we're not going for a perfect match. We're gonna color correct and do our foundation at the same time. So I'm just gonna start buffing, whatever, this into my face. And I just like to do a light buffing of this color. This is just my base, and it's gonna color correct a little bit for me, kind of add a little bit of a brightness. Do you see how bright that is compared to this one? I mean, we're gonna add brightness in there. It's just extra steps. Okay, so we're gonna keep blending this in. And then I'm gonna switch to a slightly lighter color for right here. I'm going to that middle color. Blending. And it's not too much effort to just, you know, pick the color next to it, you know. So it's not adding a lot of extra work or anything. Okay, so I have this pretty well blended how I like it. Okay, now I'm gonna go to the lightest foundation color in that palette. And I'm gonna use this to just like, not exactly conceal, but brighten. It also has foundation in it. It's not any heavier, but it just will help add a layer of brightening. I like to do it down the center of my nose. It's kind of hard when I'm splitting my nose in half. A little bit on my forehead, and then a little bit like on my chin. Right here, add some brightness. Okay, see that already? Kind of more dimension. I haven't even done the contour yet, which I'm going to do soon. That's just with the lighter colors. Okay, and on this side, I am going to conceal too. This is just a concealer. And I'm just going to use my finger to apply that. And so instead of using a concealer on the other side, I just basically kind of used a lighter highlight to get that kind of lightening effect. So we're just going to do the traditional concealer route. There we go. That has a little bit more brightness on that side, kind of helps with the... Okay, next I'm going to contour on this side. Now, if you notice when I was doing my foundation on this side, I didn't worry about getting too close to my hairline or whatever, because this is what I'm going to put in that spot, because this actually has coverage in it too. So you don't need to like double up. You can just go straight into these spots with just the contour. You don't need to put the other color below first. So I'm just going to rub that here. Cheekbones. Look at that dimension. We do love a good contour. And then I'm going to put a little bit of this on my jawline. Right down there. And blend it down into my neck. And there we go. A little bit on the side of my nose. Under my lip. Okay, so do you see that dimension that gave me? And then I would contour, but I don't want to start the powders until I'm done with my creams. So I need to do blush on this side since I'm using creams. I'm going to be using this new color. It's called Summer Love. I'm going to add a little bit of warmth back to my face. Okay. I'm just going to quickly just do a I'm going to be using this new illuminator. It's called Angel. Apply this with my finger right on my cheekbone. Up here a little bit. See that? Isn't that so pretty? Okay, so this side is done. Now I need to go back and do powder on this side. So you can see this side is still kind of flat looking. It has a little bit of dimension, but this side has a lot more dimension. This cheekbone looks lifted. This side looks a little less lifted, but we'll fix that with some powders. Okay, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to contour. Well, I say contour, but this is technically a bronzer, and yeah, anyways. Okay, so the other thing is with powders, if you mess up, that's it. Like, there's no going back. It's really hard to get a powder off. Okay, and then I'm going to do this around the edges of my face. Next, I'm going to use a little bit of blush, just right on my cheek. I've not used a powder blush. Whoa, whoops, it's a little much. Another and again, it's a powder, so it's kind of hard to mix that if you use a little too much. Okay, it's not bad. All right, it'll work. I think those colors are kind of similar, so they don't look too weird together. Okay, so if you can see, that's the difference so far. I feel like this side definitely looks more like makeup-y, and this side just looks more like skin, if that makes sense. Okay, now I'm going to apply just a little bit of powder, highlight, illuminator, whatever you want to call it. I forgot to add a little bit of the bronzer contoury stuff right here. I am going to add just a touch of bronzer to this side because I do like that look, and since I kind of did a warmer, bronzier contour on the other side, I'll just kind of make it a little bit more comparable. So this is how I do my bronzer when I do it with this other makeup. So there we go. Okay, so in front of my ring light, this is the difference. This is the traditional side, and this is the 3D foundation side. I'm going to take you outside and show you there because that lighting makes a difference. All right, I'm outside. I'm in some nice, gentle, natural light so you can see what it looks like. So they both look really beautiful. This side is the traditional side, and while I think it's really pretty, I do think that this side says, oh, she's got nice makeup, whereas I feel like this side says, she's got good jeans. So that is why I tend to prefer this look versus this one. But again, this one's really beautiful too. There's nothing wrong about it. This is just my preference.